All right. So yesterday I recorded a video reacting to new campaign trail and trying to see if I can defeat Obama and failed. Now we're gonna let's do another one and see what I'm gonna react to this time. So there's a few to choose from. Why don't we try the 2000 election and see if I can recreate Bush's victory over Al Gore? So I'm gonna be George W. Bush here. My running mate. I'm gonna stick with Dick Cheney, honestly. Yeah, we're gonna keep this default winner take all method. Today you have announced let's see, latest polls. Actually, I want to check out where things are. Okay, so all right, so Al Gore's ahead. Electoral vote estimate. Um, so right now Al Gore is significantly ahead. And he's ahead in Florida. He's ahead in Tennessee. He's ahead in Arkansas. He's ahead in oh, actually no, I'm ahead in Arkansas. He's ahead in Missouri. He's ahead in Ohio, but I'm barely ahead in West Virginia. Colorado is I'm just barely ahead in here. Al Gore is also only ahead in narrowly New Mexico. So I think that my strategy for being able to be able to make up the difference here to 270. So besides the stuff that I'm would be Florida is going to be a big part of this, as is Ohio. That together is 46 electoral votes. And and so and then I also want to snatch Tennessee from him. New Hampshire, he's currently ahead, but I mean Florida and Ohio and Tennessee, those together are already 57 electoral votes. Um, and obviously I'm gonna want to win Arkansas. Um, and Missouri, I think, is also going to be really important in my opinion. And, so a big emphasis here, I think, on basically this region right here. I think will get me part of the way, um, and then hopefully a win in one other state will then put me over the top. So we're gonna see how this goes here. Today you have announced the selection of Dick Cheney as running mate. Can you speak more about him? Dick Cheney is the best person for the job. He has served in all kinds of roles and performed admirably in every case. Let's see. Um, okay, how'd that do? Hmm. Nah. Um, didn't seem to help me all that much in the places where I needed it to help me. So I think I want to tack more to the right. Um, what key points will you emphasize as you accept your party's nomination for President of the United States? Conservatism doesn't mean anger and divisiveness. I will govern as a sensible, pragmatic conservative and pass reforms that are badly acceptable to the American people. They're broadly acceptable to the American people. I will return a part of our historic surplus to all of our hardworking families who pay taxes. I'm going to go bold here. This is a theme that will establish you as a moderate mainstream conservative. To run a national campaign against the popular administration, this might be the right tone to strike. Cool. Um, let's see. How'd that do? Hmm. Um, okay, so electoral vote estimate. Um, okay, that looks like something flipped my way. And yeah, Nevada, I'm now narrowly leading there. I slipped a bit in Missouri though. This is area. So we're gonna we're gonna start off with a state that I absolutely need, and that is Florida, which is the budget surplus. They're basically moderate on most issues, and Bill Clinton is popular here. Um, Ohio is also moderate, and on everything, and Bill Clinton is also popular. Um, Tennessee is conservative on everything except for social, but moderate on Social Security, and Bill Clinton is popular. Um, Arkansas is conservative on everything, but Bill Clinton is popular. So this could be a bit of a problem because, especially with the fact that I have to basically cater to more moderate uh, stances. Nevada is moderate on everything, but Bill Clinton is neutral. Same thing with Colorado, which is a state I really do want to win here. Um, Missouri is moderate on everything. Bill Clinton. So this is the thing. Florida, Ohio, Missouri are all sort of telling a similar story here. Moderate on the issues. Bill Clinton is popular. Tennessee is more to the right, again with Bill Clinton popular, and Arkansas is also more to the right with Bill Clinton is also popular. West Virginia is moderate, but Bill Clinton is unpopular here. Um, yeah, New Hampshire again. It's the same story here. I honestly don't think I'm going to do that well in Iowa because it's more liberal on Social Security, and again, Bill Clinton's public. So that's more to the left of what I think that I can reasonably be able to win. Minnesota, I really don't think I'm going to be able to do well. Same thing with Michigan. If I'm being honest, I think I'm just not a good fit here. So wow. So I mean, this obviously is gonna the wow, Utah is very unpopular. Arizona, though, I also have to think about is more conservative and is more neutral. So this is a time when Arizona, I'm hoping will go my way, but this it's kind of hard to run a campaign in sort of when with hindsight it actually is kind of hard to run a campaign, but it's really cool that this is more the focus is more on bread and butter issues than I think you see in a lot of more in a lot of more recent elections. There's been a lot of focus on culture war issues, but yeah, you see Washington, sorry, Oregon, despite the fact that it's close, like I don't think I'm going to have a chance here in the end. But it's really interesting to see how so far moderate issue like bread and butter economy issues are much more of a focus in this election than they have been in more recent elections. So let's start with Ohio because this is a state that I really do need to win. What is your overall strategy for the 2000 campaign? I'm actually going to say we will attack specifically Al Gore and his misstatements and emphasize that his proposals will squander our budget surplus and greatly increase the size and scope of our government. Let's see what that does. It's risky to run an overtly negative campaign after the recent Clinton Gingrich battles. It might be better to focus on your own plans for government. I'm actually, yeah, I'm curious. How did that? Hmm. Oh, things tightened up a bit though. Um, and Nevada went back. Um, let's see. Do you have any plans to change American tax policy? My budget will cut taxes and return a portion of our budget surplus to the American people. Everybody who pays taxes will receive a reduction. This is a good conservative answer that will motivate your base. As always, make sure you find the right balance between getting your troops out and appealing to undecided voters. Let's see. Okay, I'm now ahead in Ohio. Yes, things are moving in the right direction. All right. Next stop, Florida. Which of the following best describes your position on the $200 billion surplus that is projected for this year? There is so much focus on this. This was really a big issue in the 2000 election. We should enact tax cuts to return this money to the American people. My plan will reduce the burden for all Americans who currently pay income tax. This is a good conservative answer that will, yep, exactly. And I'm curious to know how this, okay. Yes, yes, things are going I'm ahead in Wisconsin. I was not expecting that now. But yes, this things are appear to be going Bush. Appear to be going Bush. Oregon, I am genuinely surprised I'm doing well here. Um, but yeah. Do you believe that Elian Gonzalez should have been returned to Cuba? I am in Florida. This is an easy answer. Returning to Elian to Cuba was unconscionable. I did not support this decision by the Clinton administration. Yes. Um, okay. How did it looks like I've improved my standing in Florida, but oh yeah, that wasn't a good idea to go hard on that. You know, still, I think it was an issue of principle to be able to do that. Still, Florida's closer than I'd like it to be. Let's go to Missouri. Do you have any thoughts on the Bill Clinton scandal that you would like to share? Um, I don't think we need to belabor the point. I pledge to the American people that I will restore honor and dignity to the White House when I am president. Yep. Let's see. Um, didn't help me in Missouri. Oh yeah, no, that didn't seem to go the way I wanted it to. Which of the following best describes your position on education? So, this is a bit of a tricky topic for me because my personal position, just me as an individual, is that I think the federal government really should not have a role in education at all. The Department of Education, I think, really should be abolished, but I don't think that position is going to go over well. Missouri, I think, is moderate on education, and my position on education has never been, within the mainstream. I think people do expect a federal role in education, even then and even today. Many schools are squandering the resources of the federal government. I support providing school vouchers directly to parents so that they can choose where their child goes. This to me sounds like I think the best way to go about it, even though personally, I think that this should happen at the state level. Um, but yes, this is a good conservative answer, and it but it has not improved. It has not improved things for me, and that could be an issue. Why don't we go to Al Gore's home base of Tennessee? Let's strike there. Which of the following best describes your position on Social Security? The average worker would do much better if their money was invested in the stock market. I support a plan to allow workers to contribute at least some of their Social Security contribution to an individual investment account. See, my actual position on this is not necessarily that we should get rid of Social Security, but I do believe that financially, at least, this was not necessarily the case in 2000, but today, Social Security, I think, really is on unsound financial footing. And it really does need structural reforms if it's going to survive by the time someone like me retires. I'm 26, and I doubt that I'll ever get to see something like Social Security. So the question then becomes, how do you do? Well, let's say you probably raise the retirement age, and you maybe even consider eliminating benefits for high income earners. But around this time, Social Security was not the big looming issue that it needed to be. So I think that this would be, I think, the position that I would take here. It's a good, safe position. Um, yeah, I'm sticking to the path here. But things are not exactly going, the way that I was hoping that they would. Question is, where do I go next? I've not been to West Virginia yet. Maybe we can see if we can push the lead up here. Uh, actually, can I? Oh, sorry. What am I doing? Never mind. What am I doing? Did you support Bill Clinton's actions leading to the bombing of Serbia? See, the thing is, at this time, the Republicans are not really that interventionist. They'd actually gone through a period in the 90s where they were, relative to the Democrats, less willing to get involved in foreign conflicts. So I think the best thing to say here would be this certainly helped unseat Slobodan Milosevic, but as president, I will make sure that America treads carefully before intervening in foreign nations' affairs. Because at the time, that was Bush's position. Um, yeah, and so yeah, you see there, it's supporters all over the place. It's not as left and right as it was like at a certain time. Even today, you have support on both sides on both positions of being interventionist versus being non-interventionist. But how did that help things? It was a good, safe answer to give. Why do we go right into the heart of Clinton country? What are your thoughts on the USS Cole bombing, which has killed 17 American sailors? How should we prevent such incidents of terrorism in the future? So I'm not familiar with this incident. We need to do two things. First of all, we need better procedures to ensure that our forces in dangerous regions do better at protecting themselves. Secondly, we will investigate who is responsible for this attack, be it Al Qaeda or some other group, and attack them accordingly. How did that do? Okay. I think I'm slipping in the Midwest here. Yeah, I really never had a chance here. My focus has really been on the southern tier of states. What is your vision for the foreign policy of this country? I'm going to say America should remain tough but humble. I'm that's what I'm going to say. Yep. Um, does not have appeared to have done me any favors, though. I am slipping. Where do we go next? That's the question. I am going to say we should hammer things again on Florida. I'm saying that this is a big issue for me because I need to win Florida or I'm not going to win. I did some things when I was younger that I'm not proud of, but my record in office and my conduct over the past 2 decades is clear. I stopped drinking in 1986 and never looked back. Yeah, let's see. Um, yeah, I think that was a pretty good answer I could have given. Oh yeah. Oh, that helped a lot. I'm back in the game here. Let's see. This is going to determine really which state I visit next. Let's see. Another day, another rally on the campaign trail. What do you prefer to talk about today? Domestic issues. Let's talk about my plans to reform Social Security, education, and Medicare to ensure. Actually, let's give a good speech about how I am the mainstream conservative candidate who will control spending and return our surplus to the American people. Yeah, yeah. Uh, does not appear to have helped me though. Um, yeah, it's really hard to make good decisions in a campaign like this. These two are really close. Colorado. I'm gonna try Colorado. See if I can turn things around here. You supported proposals to expand oil drilling in Alaska and specifically in Alaska National Wildlife Refuge. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, America was not energy independent then like it is now. We got a lot of our oil from places like Saudi Arabia, and so it's not like today where we have the ability to drill for gas, and we basically have become self-sufficient in terms of energy. America really was not energy independent this time, and so this was a really big issue at the time. So I'm going to say absolutely anything we can do to work towards energy independence in this country is a positive step. And I think this will also help me in West Virginia as well, where I'm kind of slipping. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that appears to have helped me a little bit, and I'm What do you think of proposals to build a sophisticated missile defense system in Eastern Europe? As president, I will reach out to key military leaders for their advice on this issue. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next, we're gonna do Nevada. We have not done Nevada yet. What is your position on abortion? This is a tough question because Nevada is actually not that pro-life. Here's what I'm going to say. I am a pro-life candidate for president, but I understand that we have certain legal protections in place. At the very least, we can end taxpayer funding for this practice. Now, I'm wondering, I'm liking where this map is looking at right now. Still really close. Do you have any plans to address or change immigration policy if elected president? All people contribute to a prosperous America. I support a combination of stronger immigration enforcement with a path to citizenship for people currently in the country. We can do better than we did with the 1986 law. Yes, I think that was the best answer I could have. Oh, I'm ahead now. I'm ahead in the electoral college now. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's with the exact same combination of states as actually happened. Yes, this is a very delicate situation though. I want to make sure I can maintain this. Um, which means we have to really choose carefully where we go. These decisions are gonna really help to determine this. Let's stick with Ohio. I think that's the safest thing to do. Another day, another rally on the campaign trail. What do you prefer to talk about today? I will emphasize my record as an experience as governor of Texas. I will remind voters that I have worked across the aisle. Domestic issues. Let's give a good speech on how I am the mainstream conservative candidate who will control spending and return our surplus to the American people. Yeah, I think this has generally been the way to go. But let's see. Except that Gore's now back ahead. That was kind of what I was hoping would not happen. The Kyoto Protocol would commit the United States, along with many other countries, to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Would you support this plan as president? I would not. The protocol exempts 80% of the world, including major population centers such as China and India, from compliance and would cause serious harm to the U.S. economy. I would not. The protocol, that's what I would say, because I think that was really what the mainstream position was at the time. Um, I this is a really hard election to run here. I need to lock down Florida. Actually, Tennessee. We're going to come back to Florida. Tennessee. Do you think that new regulations from Bill Clinton have unfairly hurt coal producing states? Absolutely. This is just another example of meddling that harms the economy, hurts energy production, and puts hardworking Americans out of work. This is the safe position to take as a Republican. Some suggest you lack the experience and qualifications to be president. What do you say? This is nonsense. I have served as the governor of Texas, the second largest state in the country, for nearly 6 years. All right. This is close. This is close. Now we need to go to Florida. Actually, Florida seems to be in a better position than it was before. This is, oh my goodness. Let's this is gonna really determine what happens here. This is gonna be a tough decision I have to make here. Where do I go? I have like a couple more places I can go. Florida. I'm going to Florida. I need to lock that down. Texas, a man named James Byrd was brutally murdered in what might be many call a hate crime. What is your opinion of federal hate crime legislation? I support increased federal hate crime legislation. No American should ever feel like a target of intimidation because of their identity. I think this is actually Tennessee is a lot closer for comfort than I'm liking. Um, but I think that did help me a little bit. Yeah, this is close. These These last two questions are really going to play a big role in determining what happens. It is November 2nd, only 5 days before the voting. News has just broken that you were arrested for drunken driving in 1976. What is your response? I will emphasize that I made mistakes in the past that I'm not proud of, and that I've always been upfront with the American people about that fact. I will also remind the voters that I have not drank alcohol since 1986 and question why this came out 5 days before the election. Yeah, this was not this is yeah, this is on a knife's edge. So question is, you know, where am I going to go? This I think Missouri. Let's try Missouri. This is the last question. Where will you make the final stops of your campaign before the voting begins? This is a tough one. I think we can rule out the upper Midwest, but Florida is critical. Ohio is absolutely critical. Pennsylvania less so, but I also need to win these three states right here: Missouri, Tennessee, and Arkansas. I have to pick. Honestly, honestly, I think we should actually Ohio is kind of the one that I'm worried about, but Florida's also, these are all really close. So my gut right now is that I think we need to put the final push on these three states and hope Florida and Ohio come through. Now let's see what happens here. This is it. This could take a while. Yeah, this is a pretty good election. I'm pretty proud of the way that I ran it there. So we got Kentucky, and it's really interesting to sort of focus on the bread and butter issues. There's Indiana, and not so much on culture. I think when I went hard on the culture war, I think that it didn't go as well for me as when I focused on the main issues as well as my personal record. I think I had a record to run on that I could be proud of. So far the South is coming in for me as expected. The Northeast going for Gore is expected. So far, no major surprises. Pennsylvania's gone blue. Okay. I didn't need Pennsylvania necessarily to win, but we'll see what else comes in. Okay, New Hampshire went blue. That might not be good. Like I'm still not out of this. Okay, Wisconsin went blue. Arizona went red though. That's good. Okay, Colorado went red. That's a good sign. Um, I basically need to sweep the rest of what's out. This is really close. Oh, I lost. Oregon. Yeah. Yeah, that was yeah, I didn't seem to have like the best strategy here, but I'm really curious to know because these were the ones I was focusing on, but it turns out I did. Oh, he won Ohio, Missouri, and Tennessee, but I won Florida. Ay, ay, ay. So I was kind of right to focus here because I really did need these states. I thought I might have been able. Let's see. Okay, so I narrowly won Arkansas. It's really close in Tennessee, really close in Missouri. Basically a tie in Florida. That was not what I was hoping for. Colorado was also, a couple points. I did win Nevada, which is interesting. Oregon. Okay, so Oregon was not that close. Wisconsin was also really not that close. Minnesota, this was closer than I thought it was going to be. But Ohio, yeah, Ohio really close. Pennsylvania, okay, not really that close in play. New Hampshire, yeah, was also that was closer than Pennsylvania. But yeah, these were the more painful results was Ohio, Tennessee, and Missouri. So in order to have won this, I would have needed Tennessee. I would have needed Ohio for sure. And I think I would have, these three states would have won me: Missouri, Tennessee, and Ohio. So I was right to focus on these three at the end, but I also was going to need Ohio. So this was close. So um so despite your best efforts, Al Gore will succeed Clinton to the presidency. Many Republicans are disappointed with your loss, seeing Monica Lewinsky's scandal, among others, a real opening for them to return to the White House. Many are shocked at the margin you lost by seeing the Lewinsky scandal as giving a lot of socially conservative states the impetus to vote for you. Maybe it really is the economy, just the economy that matters. You still have many options for your political careers of now. You are still popular in your party in Texas. There is no doubt that you can still influence the next candidate. Perhaps it will be you or your brother. Maybe the American public will get sick of the Bush family and choose someone else entirely. What a force shadow right there. Whatever the case, let's hope the Republicans can recover as the Democrats did 8 years ago. So, yeah, I mean, he won the popular vote by a pretty hefty margin in this particular version, but the Electoral College was particularly close. So I just needed about a half percentage point shift in three states, and that would have won me. So this is pretty good. I really like this particular concept, and um, I'd like to play more and see if I can win other elections as well. So you know I'll probably have some more stuff coming up very soon. So just stick around for that. But thanks for watching this video.